Brand alignment is what happens when what your company says, does, and delivers all actually make sense together. If you're new here, my name is Abriana and I'm the founder and principal consultant of Black Unicorn Creative. Our work is exactly that, ensuring that who you say you are, how you operate, and how clients experience you are all in alignment. I do that with a lot of different industries, but one of the ones that's the closest to my heart is horses and agriculture. So this is my horse Maestro. I've had him for 14 years now, and so he's going to feature in the video today. And later on in these videos, I'll talk about how I incorporate horses in my work with leaders and what that means for you. But I've got my notes here, so I'll be referencing them. And Maestro is going to hang out for just a little bit because we have a grooming session that is going to be coming up right after this video. He's such a trooper. He's such a trooper. So think of brand alignment as the bridge between your identity and your execution. So who you are claiming that you are, or the business, when I say you, I mean the business, and what you actually do. When you have that brand alignment, your customer experience, your employee experience, and all of the marketing messages and the product development, they're all headed towards the same direction. When you don't have alignment though, this brand alignment, you get internal friction. And this is why I believe in this brand and business management style, because if the brand in the, I guess, traditional sense, or the sense that a lot of people take where it's directly tied to marketing, if that is not infused in the business decisions, you are going to see a outgrowth of the evolution of the business not aligning with who you are saying that you are and the position that you're going to take in the marketplace. And it's not, your brand is not just what the market is seeing of you. It's not just that external facade. It's also how the company operates internally. So I think it's really important that alignment shows up in behaviors, and not just behaviors of your team, but behaviors of your leadership. What does it look like when it comes to decision-making frameworks? What is influencing how the company is evolving? It is those behaviors that need to be directly tied to the foundation of the brand so that people stay connected and they feel very clear about who you are and how you show up. There isn't that uncertainty that is, like I talked about in a previous video, that our brains don't like uncertainty. We can't categorize things. When you are clear about who you are and what you stand for, it makes people feel really good to have that understanding. I actually was in it's Small Farms Week here in North Carolina, or I guess nationally. Oh, hi, baby. It's Small Farms Week, and I was at a educational forum at North Carolina A&T State University, and they were talking about, or the question posed to a group of panelists was, what makes consumers go that last mile? What makes consumers go that last mile in between the conventional grocery store and the farmer's market? The conventional grocery store and your farm stand or your farm. And the presenter responded, quality and association. They need to understand your brand and feel connected to it so that they say, yes, I'm going to go back. I'm going to drive past the grocery store and go back and get the microgreens or the leafy greens from this farm, from this farmer's market, get the sourdough bread from someone, because I know that she's making it by hand, and I'm connected to her brand, I'm connected to her story. It is things like that, is that connection that brings consumers that last mile and encourages them to change their behavior that might be easier. It's easier to go to a conventional grocery store than it is to go to a farmer's market oftentimes, but it is the brand and the connection to it that brings people past their typical behavior into something that they feel connected to. And so if your values are clear, but your team doesn't know how they show up in daily decisions, you're not going to have the benefits of that alignment. And some of those red flags are things that I mentioned in previous videos, like the example with Hanifa, that discount trap, where the high-end brand changes their pricing model, has a little bit of a discount, and then they kind of undermine this perception of quality for their brand, and they start bringing in consumers that don't understand the brand ecosystem and don't appreciate the communication that is standard for the business. It doesn't feel standard for them because they're new here. Another red flag is a culture gap. This is where, we had a lot, there was a time where there was a lot of green businesses, people focusing on sustainability, and that was a buzzword for a long time. But inconsistency there could look like, okay, we're saying that we value sustainability, but there's waste in our packaging. We're using a lot of plastics. We're not being sustainable in how we travel and reducing our carbon footprint in the way that we deliver our products or services. There's a gap there between what you say that's important and the actual behaviors that you are exhibiting. The last red flag that really grinds my gears can be like this tone deafness, or a messaging odd reality. A brand that is, very, very, I won't say very cold and corporate, but a lot of times, especially as new platforms pop up, or something popular, a popular trend happens, these companies will start using African American vernacular English, or what they now like to say Gen Z slang, which is taken from a lot of African American slang, but that's another video for another day. When you start seeing companies using that, when that hasn't been how they've communicated with their audience previously, it kind of takes you aback. It's like that cringe uncle that is trying to be cool but says the wrong thing because they don't understand the context in which it's normally said. Not saying that they're gonna be offensive immediately, but there are people who understand, like, why would you say bye Felicia in that conversation? That's not how that works. But because they saw the trend, because they thought it was cool when someone else did it. It's cool that Wendy's gets to speak like this. Let's try it for our audience too. That mismatch, a lot of times you lose trust from your audience because they say, who is this and who are you talking to? Why are you speaking that way when you don't normally speak to us or communicate or market to us in that language? You would not see Burberry or Prada or Gucci or whatever using Gen Z slang or African American vernacular English in their marketing, because that does not appeal to their customer base, and that would absolutely be out of alignment. But this is the beauty in the work, though, because alignment reduces that friction. It reduces the ick that happens when there's confusion between who we are, how we show up, and how people experience us. When companies are aligned, customers feel that clarity and they feel that ease That's why I like to say the ease of alignment. They feel the ease in which they say, okay, yeah, this is a brand that I want to work with. This is a brand I want to buy from. This is a staple in my home. When you have that alignment, employees are able to make better decisions. They understand what's on brand. They wouldn't make a different decision because that would not make sense with who you say you are and how you want to show up in the world. And as you continue to try to grow your business or reach for these goals, whether it's a business, a nonprofit, there's a little bit less chaos when you have that clarity of, oh, this is who we are and this is where we're going. No, we're not going to do that. Yes, we are going to do that. Your brand is not just, oh, this is who we are. This is what we say yes to. It's equally, if not most importantly, what you say no to. That is the differentiator between you and someone else who might be doing the very same thing. Oh, okay. I know. You want scratches. All right. We're about to wrap this up. Some of the major benefits of really getting this branding thing right is that trust. The trust with the customer, the trust with your team, the trust with your employees. People know exactly what to expect, and that's how you build brand loyalty, and that's how you build brand equity and build the value connected to the foundations that you establish. You also get increased efficiency because your marketing team, I just put hair all over my face. Your marketing becomes easier because you're not trying to reinvent the wheel every time. You're not trying to speak to someone new every single time. You are marketing messages that reflect the reality of the business because you understand your brand more because your customers are comfortable enough with sharing reviews and sharing their opinions. When you really get a good customer fit, a good ideal customer fit, you get reviews and you can use the language that they're using in your reviews to say, that is who we are. Or if we get a review that's not who we are, let's figure out what experience they had that showed up misaligned, and you can get clarity from that. But you can become more efficient and invest less money, less time, less energy in the creation of marketing, products, customer service or customer experience when you are more aligned and more clear on who you're speaking to and how you want to interact with them. And lastly, when your employees know what they're getting themselves involved with and what they're connecting themselves to and what upwards mobility looks like within the organization, what they can aspire to, how your business shows up in their life. Is it a blip on their resume, or is this something they're committed to helping build? They are going to be happier. They're going to be happier in the work. They're going to be more excited and motivated to work with a clear purpose. Now, I really have become, I guess what you would like to say, problem obsessed with this notion of brand alignment. And part of this 30-day brand alignment sprint is me practicing getting these thoughts out and getting the feedback from you on the understanding of brand alignment and what are some of those signals and triggers where people are saying, something is going on within my business and I'm not sure what's the first step I should take in addressing it. There's a gap, there's a disconnect. My marketing's not working. I did a brand guideline and nothing has changed. I had a merger or acquisition and now I'm trying to get all of these different cultures under the same brand, under the same roof without ignoring one or the other. There's so many different use cases for brand alignment and the need that is there, the need for improved understanding of what that looks like and how to implement it within the organization without making it another initiative that you have to just pile onto the work that you already have to do. So I would love it if you could share in the comments, what is your understanding of brand alignment and how does it influence your decision making within your organization? I know Maestro is ready for me to continue on his grooming process. He is quite the dirty boy, but I think that he might feature in some of our videos after the brand alignment sprint, some more of our videos. We'll see how you feel. And I'll tell you more about him, more about my offerings with horses and how these big guys can really help founders and leaders surface the core of their identity, of their influence, of their leadership styles, and help using that to help them make the best decisions for their businesses and organizations. So thank you for tuning in to another video of this 30-day brand alignment sprint. Drop in the comments, what does brand alignment mean to you and how does that influence your decision making? And I'll see you in the next video.